another Bible story. And for the next 3 episodes, I'm going to be telling you about a man named Gideon, who was a great hero to the Hebrew Israelite people. And this first story is called The Dew on the Fleece. All little boys I know like to play soldier. Most of them want to be captains, and there are some little girls too who like to be soldiers and to be captains. One has to be very brave and stand up very straight to be a captain. Whoever saw a captain bent over like a hook? This story is about a soldier who was a captain, and his name was Gideon, and he was a Hebrew. In his country, the people were always fighting. All the Hebrew people were dreadfully afraid of their wicked neighbors. No longer did the poor Hebrews dare to live in their tents and stay in their houses. Many of them hid themselves in dark, damp caves, those big holes in rocks in the ground that are always so cold and damp. When their wheat grew tall and was ready to reap, the bad neighbors stole it. So, when the Hebrews had no wheat, they could, of course, not make flour, and could have no bread. And what do you suppose happened to their clothes? Well, the Midianites, their wicked neighbors, stole their sheep, so the Hebrews could not have any warm, woolly sheepskins for blankets or for coats. They were very, very miserable, cold, and they were very hungry and homeless. Gideon would not run away and hide in a cave, though. He stayed in his father's house. He hid his wheat so that he could make flour out of it. And one time, when he was thrashing his wheat, he had a wonderful visitor come to him. And Gideon called him the angel of Jehovah. It was the best kind of a name for the visitor. He had such good news for Gideon that I am sure he must have been an angel. The angel told Gideon that because he was brave and strong, God wanted him to go and drive away all the wicked neighbors who were making the Hebrews so very, very unhappy. Now Gideon's father and brothers would not help him. They all worshipped idols, and they did not have any love of the true and living God. Before he could conquer the bad neighbors, Gideon would have to do something that would make many of his friends and family angry. He must throw down every stupid wooden idol that they had. And Gideon didn't ever like these idols. He must have thought they were nothing but dolls, and idols do look like dolls. Gideon knew Jehovah, the real God, was better than any of these stupid wooden things that could do nothing. And Gideon's bad neighbors, his father and brothers, prayed to these idols, though, but Gideon prayed to Jehovah, the true God. That is why the angel visited him. One very dark night, when the moon was playing hide and seek with some black clouds and the stars were too sleepy to shine, Gideon, with a few men, threw down and broke in pieces every single wooden idol. And when morning came, the people all gathered together to pray to their idols. But oh, how terribly frightened they were. Every one of the idols was gone. And the people probably expected the sun to fall out of the sky because Gideon had taken these wooden sticks and made a big bonfire out of them. Gideon did not want his people to live in caves any longer, and the angel of Jehovah would help all the Hebrews to live in their tents and houses again if they would stop thinking that silly idols could help them or harm them. You must go and drive away your cruel neighbors, the angel had told him. God is with you and will help you, Gideon. Well, will God give me the victory? Gideon asked, and then he did a strange thing. He had a beautiful fleece of soft, woolly sheepskin, and I think Gideon had never worn it. When he slept out on the cold hills, I do not believe he had ever used it as a blanket. The fleece must have been very clean and white as snow. And the strange thing Gideon did was to bring out the soft, lovely fleece and lay it on the ground. Did you ever walk barefoot through the grass early in the morning when every tiny blade of green shone with a little sparkle of dewdrops? It feels nice to push your feet through the cool water drops on the grass. And Gideon loved the early morning and the glistening dewdrops that came with it. It was nighttime when he put his fleece on the ground, and he said, "If there is dew on the fleece in the morning and not a drop on the ground, I shall know that God wants me to go and conquer our bad neighbors." Now when morning came, there was so much dew on the fleece that it glistened as though it were covered with little diamonds, but the grass had no dew on it at all. A miracle. and a message from God, Jehovah. I am going to make one more trial, said Gideon. Tonight I shall put the fleece out once again. If in the morning the fleece is dry and all the grass is wet, just the opposite, I shall be perfectly sure that God wants me to drive away our wicked neighbors, the Midianites. And the fleece was dry in the morning, but sparkling dewdrops glistened on every blade of grass and dripped from every leaf and twig. God had answered him. Gideon was sure now that God wanted him to go. If all those wicked, troublesome Midianites were driven out of the country, the Hebrews would dare come out of their caves and live in their tents and houses once again without fear. So Gideon did drive the Midianites away, so far away that they never troubled him any more, nor while he lived did they try to torment the Hebrews ever again. And these wandering desert people, the Midianites, who had no homes on their own, but who made their living by robbing the homes of others, did not want to be worshipped again by the brave soldier, or did not want to be whipped again, by the brave soldier Gideon. And indeed, Gideon was brave, and we're going to see in the next few installments just how brave Gideon was. But Gideon's bravery came from faith that God would do what he had said to the angel to convey to Gideon. And Gideon tried God. And Gideon tried God with the fleece and the dew. So, an interesting story that I hope that you all enjoyed. And when I come back the next time, the story will be how Gideon chose his soldiers. And that should be pretty interesting too. I want to thank you for all being with me today. I love each and every one of you very much. And God willing, I'll see you again real soon.